Pero bago natin simulan, alam mo bang isa ang 1xBet sa mga leading betting company sa buong mundo? Kaya naman wag nang magdalawang isip pa at tumalpak na.
Yeah, it was. I thought the boys responded. Clearly, you need energy and playing in front of big crowds and being able to win games like that. You don't want to have to do that too often, but I thought the way that we got after it, and we went on a 17-0 run. So being able to get up the floor, push the ball, but the intensity on the defensive end really got us the win.
And AC was particularly influential. That one was a three-pointer, and then there was a steal that ended with Cameron's bucket as well. And Franks went back to back, so he kind of almost instigated. Well, him and Ian Clark pretty much instigated it at both ends.
Yeah, when you got a player like AC who can do multiple things on the floor, and his defensive ability, like just get his hands and get deflections and be in the right spot at the right time, block shots, change shots, sprint the floor at the other end, dunk a ball, play like Vince Carter above the rim, and then be able to knock down shots. Like he's been able to do it all for us. Which I spoke to him briefly before the game, at shoot around, and then obviously just after the game. But I told him that we need this, not just now. I need it next game, and I need it the game after, and the game after. And he's been delivering. He's been really locked in and doing his part too.
Do you like DJ and Ian Clark off the bench, just providing that sort of microwave, just instant offense off the bench? Giving you punch?
Well, it's trying to find what's the best group for us. Clearly, we haven't had Ian for a long time, but he's starting to find his groove and his ability to not only just make plays and create plays and knock down shots. Like his leadership's come a long way within the group, and having DJ there, clearly with Kai Sotto being a big tower and changing shots at the start of a game and giving us his presence around the rim early. He's been great, and so I don't want to change that. I need to keep finding ways to use him and use him a little bit more. Clearly playing through fouls right now and letting him play, where in the past I would have probably subbed him out, and I asked him, you want to play? Because I'm happy either way, and he wanted to play, which is good. So play through it. If you foul, but do your best to be vertical and stay in front, and we work on those things during the week, and he's been doing a good job too.
Last from me, AC, those last 3 minutes, obviously that was one of the best comebacks in front of a massive crowd here, biggest crowd 36 has had. Did you, I guess, steel yourself for a big sort of end to the game? You thought, I need to do something here?
Yeah, I thought like that, but I just wanted to make plays. Sometimes it's plays to be made, and I just try to make them, whether it's getting my hand on the steal or rebounding, pushing the break. I just try to always stay aggressive and stay on attack. And with us being down, of course, I kind of knew I needed to help the team do something, and I just wanted to be there for the guys.
I'm curious, CJ, at that last time out, did you refer to the New Year's Eve game at all and saying we're not letting this one slip like we did that one?
Well, no, I didn't bring up that game, but I did let them know that clearly it's playoff time, right? And to be able to win games and dig deep, and when you're in a sort of a jam the way that we were, and we don't have the lead, and we're not, playing for sheep stations right now, it's this is it. Your season's on the line. Every game the season's on the line, and I need that sort of effort and energy in front of a crowd like this would make a big difference. And to be able to come away with a win is definitely something that everyone wants. It's something that you can't take away. But as I told the boys in the locker room, I'm happy for us, but also know that there's big fish to fry, and we've got New Zealand walking through the door, in less than 48 hours, and so when they come through here, and they're no slouches, and they just got to win against Perth, and we need to make sure that we're ready and prepared. If we're going to go toe to toe and have a chance to compete for a championship, they're one of the teams that are in the way, so we need to make sure that we have a good showing. And right now, this is our first sweep, so we've swept the Hawks, which is great. I don't want to go into New Zealand being 0-3. We need to make sure we get a win against them, so they know how we play, what's at stake, and how we're moving forward and building forward. And we've got a different group right now, so hopefully we get to show that.
And it's one of those things you're obviously finding different combinations against different teams, and they showed you a lot of different looks tonight, the Hawks, which obviously some of your players, tried to adjust to that and successfully did, and others, took a seat on the bench and kind of, you know, played their role off the bench tonight. So I think that was something different we've seen from your Adelaide side tonight. Personally, like you were getting out rebounded for a bit there, and then there were some changes, and all of a sudden you managed to even up the glass and take away the extra looks for Tyler, obviously, who was cashing in on that. And then there was another one that bobbed up from Laura. He was causing problems for you, like. Yeah, that just must be a lot to go through a coach's mind in that situation when a team that, you know, in some ways doesn't have a huge amount to play for, but also has everything to play for in their development in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I think Jacob's done an amazing job. I think it's when you're in that sort of position, every day is a day to challenge your players and be excited about an opportunity to go and compete and play at elite level. And while they haven't been successful, they've been very close. And on not just one occasion, that's been like 10 times over. So with more talent, more chemistry and more healthy bodies, it helps. You know, having 3 imports helps, as you know. And I thought he's been amazing, and his fight, he hasn't given up, and I like the way his energy and the way his team came in here and played. And I knew that they weren't going to sleep on us, and how they've just taken teams at home, getting 10, 15-point leads and come back. So they've struggled with closing out games, but they've been amazing. He's been amazing. As for us, it's different combinations, finding different ways, and you know, we had 15 turnovers, but we also made a lot more threes than we've made. We shared the ball. How many assists we had?
We had 22 assists.
22 assists, you know, so sharing the ball and playing and moving it, and taking good shots, getting out and running, and which is great for us, and we need to continue to do that. If we're going to be a team that can compete for a title, you got to be able to share the ball. What you have to do is limit some of our turnovers. You know, we're still above the league average right now, which is disappointing, but some of those are self-inflicted. Others are, you know, just careless and, you know, not being strong. So we need to keep building on that. But as for changing bodies and putting different people in, as you know, when something's not working, I got to go to the next guy and give him a chance. And we had some spark plugs off our bench and being able to help us get back in. And sometimes the other parts, it didn't quite go the way as planned, but that's basketball as well.
Last one for me, AC, that combination, that last 5, yourself, Franks, Johnson, McCarron and Clark, what was that like playing that combination? Because that's one of the first times we've seen that combination at the closing of a game, and I think it would have sent a lot of shockwaves through the rest of the league, how potent that final 5 was in those final minutes. What was it like out there to play with those particular guys on the floor at crunch time of the game?
I mean, it's fun. You know, guys are talented, but I didn't even remember who was on the floor, who was losing. So I just was trying to get stops. But I got to go back and watch. But I just know kicking in the head at the end, like I just feel like that shot is going in. Or when I find Robo and he's open, I just feel like all those shots is going in. And that's probably the best feeling about it all, just having confidence in those guys when they shoot. So, and DJ running the floor, like even though he missed some layups running the floor, he got the break started. And I just think we all feed off each other. We waited a little too late to turn it on, but I mean, again, we could have easily lost that game. So the way we turned it on, it's not hard to do. So just got to like learn from him and be ready to play Sunday. But overall, great win.
Thank you.
DJ, what's not working for you in that, like the first 6 minutes of that last quarter when you're in that sort of run offensively? What's not going well?
Well, we turned the ball over. They jumped up their defense and got us moving around, and it was probably more while they slowed us down a little bit, and we moved the ball and took our time getting into stuff, as you do versus zone. Most teams do, but on the defensive end, they were turning the corner. Our rules weren't really working, so we went to switching everything and being able to jam them and cause some problems with them, and being able to take away Tyler Harvey, who was kicking our butt. And you know, there's just different patches. Like I guess for his performance, everyone wants to be better, but I thought, you know, AC came in and, you know, put the clamps on him down the stretch, which was great to see. And then everyone else followed suit, and we're not giving up. We had 9 offensive rebounds in that first half, which I was a little upset about, and seeing them turn the corner. And Mathieu's a big boy. You know, you can't, you know, when you're athletic like that, you know, it's kind of hard to, you know, you can put a body on him, but he can just out jump you, and you can't do much about that. But how they got him and how quickly they got him was definitely disappointing, but that's something that I'll go back and watch.
And I want to, and them 6 minutes you referring to, I missed like 3 layups, a couple of free throws. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, we out there playing, but the zone was tough, I guess. But we got to the rim, we eased and just missed the layups, you know. And it's kind of on us. So I just wanted to say that if I make my layups, the game probably wouldn't come down to the wire like that.
How do you what's the key to shortening when you're a bit off offensively? And what's just shortening that sort of off period?
Dunk the ball instead of laying it up, make it go in, make it go down, and don't mess around. It can't run out if I just put it in there. So that's my advice.
That's great advice right there.
Does that response in the last half of that last turn, does that sort of put any lingering mental issues from Cairns to bed, do you think?
Again, I had to move on. Like I told the boys, we didn't watch video. You know, where most teams you sit there and analyze it and let's go over it. I watched it, and you know, I turned it off, and then I watched it again and said, stop that, and what's my message to the group? And when you lose a game and you beat yourself, you can only kick yourself and beat yourself more. We're here to win games. And to get the team up and ready to play for this game and knowing the challenge that was in front of us, not only now but going ahead, we have the talent. You see that. We need to keep finding ways to make it come together instead of exploding and listening to outside noise. It's understand who's in the inner circle, understand how we come together, understand how we can play and complement each other so we can get the best out of each other. That's what we need to do. And if we keep focusing on that, I'm pretty sure that we'll see the fruits soon. Thank you.